Hey everyone, welcome again on David Stack. In last video we were working on the status page. So let's continue the video and let's put a circle on each status like we have in a WhatsApp that if you have a one status then we have a circle here, and if there is two status then circle is divided into two part. Same thing we are going to achieve in this video. Okay, so to achieve that thing, we are going to use the custom painter widget, which is already available for the Flutter because we are doing a painting kind of thing over here. So to use a custom painter, what we have to do that first we have to create a new class. Like I'm going to use a new class name will be status painter, and we have to inherit the custom painter class. So we already have a custom painter class and we have to inherit that class. So here I inherited the custom painter class on this new clause called status painter. But here we are getting an issue because if I will click on a control dot, then it will show that create two missing override methods. So these two methods are already defined inside the custom painter class, and we just inherited that custom painter class on this status painter class. That's why we have to override these two methods. And inside these two methods, what we have to do, let's see. The first method is the void paint method. So inside the paint method, whatever we will define, that will going to paint here. So this is the actual main class where we have to define our painting kind of thing. Like we wanted to make a circle, so we have to define that particular thing in this paint method only. In the second method we have here is should repaint. So it will going to return a bool, which means true or false, that you wanted to repaint your painting or not. So basically always I return here true, but there is such condition when you return false, but our case we have to return a true. Okay, so now the issue of this first method is completed. Let's work on the main method where we have to write the logic for the painting of the circle. For that, what we have to do that we have to create a new variable which is a paint type. Okay, so I created a new variable name is paint, which is have a type of paint. This is already defined in a Flutter. Now what we have to do that we have to initialize this paint variable with help of the paint class. Okay, and we have to pass some parameter like age anti-alias. So for our case we wanted to add anti-alias, and the second parameter we want to do is stroke width, that what will be the width of our circle. So for our case let me put as 5 as of now, then we will configure it. So just see that what I'm going to do here, then after that we will visualize that how it will going to look. Just give me a moment. Also we have a color property that we can add a color. So for first I'm adding the color. I have the color code that is 0xFF21B FA6. So this is the color I'm going to use, and it should be a 0. Okay, now the last thing we have to do is we have to provide the style as well of this paint. So let me provide the style. The style will be paint style dot stroke because we wanted to make paint like stroke one. Now after that there is another thing we have to pass inside this paint class. So this paint class will return the actual paint, and that can be achieved using the canvas.draw arc. So let me create a new method. So maybe this will be confusing for you, but let me create a new method, then I will explain you that actually what I'm going to do. Okay, so first let me use the canvas and I'm just passing some of the parameter like size. Also we need the size. Also we need the paint. So add a comma here. And now let's draw the circle. So how we can draw a circle with help of this canvas which we are getting. So I had to call this draw arc method here just after the initialization of this paint. So after that I'm going to call this thing, and I'm going to provide all the parameter. Like the first parameter I have to provide is the canvas, which is automatically we are getting the initializing the status painter. The second parameter we have to pass is the size, and the third parameter we have to pass is the paint. Now with help of this canvas we are going to draw a paint. So here I'm going to draw a paint with help of the draw arc. So here you can see that we have the 5 parameter to draw a circle, like to draw anything on your screen. So we have a 5 parameter. First parameter is the rect. So with help of the rect, we are going to specify which type of shape we wanted to draw. So I'm going to use the rect dot from LTWH. Here we have to provide the left, top, width and height. So what will be the left? For our case it will be a 0.0. What will be a top? Again it will be a 0.0. And what will be the width? The size we actually getting with help of that size we can got the width. Similarly with help of the size only we will get the height. Then the start angle and the sweep angle. So basically this start angle and sweep angle is kind of take the radian value. It is not a degree value. So what I'm going to do that I'm going to create a new method that is outside of this class and outside of this main class. I'm going to create a new method that will convert a degree to angle, because we know only angle, I mean the degree value like 0 degree, 360 degree, 180 degree, but we actually don't know the exact value of the radian. So that's why I'm going to put a degree value, and that degree value will be converted on a radian with help of this method. So it will going to take a degree, and it will convert the degree into the radian. So we have a formula like with help of this we can convert degree into radian. So what is the pi? The actual pi value 3.14, and to use this pi we had to import the dot uh, math package. So I imported that, and now we can use this degree to angle method to convert our degree value. So what will be our first degree? The first degree will be 0 degree, that will be start angle. And what will be the sweep angle value? The sweep angle value will be 360 degree. Okay, use center, we don't want it to use the center, it will be a false. So now it will be a true. So I will explain you this thing in a detail, but let me show you that how it will look like if I will use this custom painter inside our this other status card. So let's use this thing. So to use this paint, what we have to do that we have to wrap this circle avatar widget into another widget. So let me wrap the circle avatar widget into another widget. What is the widget name? The widget name is the custom paint. Inside the custom paint, we have another parameter called painter. And in this painter, we can use this status painter, the custom painter, which we created just now. So if we use here like this, and if I will apply So you can see that the a circular kind of thing, you can see that just above this image. Okay, so if I will increase the stroke width, which we define 5, then the width of this paint also increase. So let me just again clarify that what I wanted to achieve. So to draw something about any widget, we have to use the custom painter. So here you can see that to draw something above our image, we first wrap that thing into the custom paint widget, and in the custom paint widget we have to use the painter, and we have to specify the painter. That's why we created a new class, that is the status painter, and the status painter extended the custom painter which is already defined by the Flutter. Okay, so this custom painter, with help of this custom painter, we are going to paint something above our image. So the custom painter class already have a two method. The first method is the should repaint, that will always return a true for our case. And the second method is the paint method, that is the actual method where we have to write the actual logic to paint something. For our case, we wanted to paint a circle. That's why we had to write the logic like this. Okay, so that was the case. So if you've seen in a WhatsApp that we have to cut this circle into 4 or 5 part or multiple part if we add multiple status. That thing we also have to achieve. Also we wanted to change the color of the viewed status. So what I'm going to do, that in the status page, the calling of the each status, like other status class, what I'm going to do, that we have to provide to another thing. Like if I will go on other status, then you will find that I'm passing 3 parameter as of now. So let's pass 2 more parameter. The first parameter is the final bool. The name of the parameter will be is seen, which mean have you seen the status already? So if the is seen is true, like this dot is in, let me just initialize it. So if the is seen is true, which means the status is already saw by the person. So what we have to do, so if the is seen is true, then we have to convert the color. So instead of the this uh, green type of color, we have to use the gray color. So if the is seen is true, then we have to use the colors dot gray. Otherwise use color as the older color, like green one. And also we had to get it here. So at the time of calling, so let me define the constructor of the status painter class. So in the status painter class, we are going to define two things. First thing is the bool edge scene, and the second thing we have to define is the number of the status, final int status num. I have to initialize it on a constructor as well, is this dot status num. So we are calling the status painter over here. So at the time of calling this status painter, we have to pass 2 parameter. That's why I'm defining here 2 parameter called isScene and status num, and I initialize that thing on a constructor. Okay, so we have to pass this isScene at the time of calling the constructor. So isScene is the first variable we have to pass, that we will get from the status page, and we will pass that thing here to the status painter. The second thing is the status num, that also we will get from the status page, and we will pass here. Okay, and let's write the logic that will cut this circle into number of status. So as I told that we are drawing a circle here only. So with help of the canvas.draw ARC, we are drawing a full circle. That's why we passes the initial angle 0 degree and the last angle 360 degree. Okay, so which means it will draw a full circle that will start from the 0 degree and it will go on a 360 degree. So suppose we have a 4 status, then we have to divide this circle into the 4 time. Okay, which means what we can do, that we can start drawing a circle from the 0 to 90 degree at the first, then 90 to 180, and 180 to 270, and 270 to 360. I think you got the idea. So instead of drawing a single time, we can draw this circle 4 times if we have a 4 status. If we have a 6, then we can draw a 6 time. If we have a 8, then we can draw a 8 time. So that is my logic. So to achieve this thing, so let me just wrap it. So if the status num is equal to 1, then we don't have to draw a circle multiple time. We just have to draw a circle at the first time, at single time. But if you have a multiple status, then what we are going to do, that we are going to draw a circle multiple time, part by part, not a whole circle at a time. So for that, I'm going to define a first a degree, that is will be a start degree. So I'm initializing the degree minus 90 degree. Why? I will let you know first. And there is the second thing is the arc, that will is the 360 divided by status num. So number of status we will get, that number of time we will divide that 360. Okay, and I'm going to write a if for condition, a for loop, that will iterate from the I equal to 0 up to I less than status num, number of status we have. Okay, and I plus plus. So here only we are going to call this canvas draw arc, and what we have to do, that we have to call that thing here, and instead of the starting the circle from the 0 degree, we have to start from the degree, and we have to add some gap also. Like if you saw on a WhatsApp, after cutting the circle, I mean there is a gap. So for that gap I will add a 4, and here we have to pass the ARC as well. For the gap I'm just minusing the 8, and we have to increase the degree by ARC. Why I'm doing it, you will get to know once I will hit the save. And first it will give error because we have to pass the all the value from here. So let me pass all the value, the two value. So here the is seen will be true, and the status num, let me put as a 1. Second is seen is true because this one, these are the not viewed status, and here also is seen is true. I will increase it 3. Now the view status came, so here we have to put is seen, oh sorry, we have to put here is seen is false, because in not viewed status we have to put the is seen as a false because we haven't saw the status yet. False, and here we have to put the status as a true. True, and let me put as 10 and hit the save and see the changes, that how it will look like, and I will explain. Okay, you can see that if the status num is 1 and is seen is false, then the color is green and number of the circle is 1. If the is seen is true and the status num is 2, then it is divided by 2 times. And similarly you can see here. Okay, so here if the is num is kind of 10, then that's why it is divided into the 10 part. So if I will in is seen part, if the first status, if I will put the 15, then how it will look like, you can see that just like the WhatsApp one. So why I initialized the degree as a minus 90 degree? Because I wanted to start the circle from the minus 90 degree itself. Because if I will put the status num as a 2, then the degree is, I mean the first circle will start from the minus 90 degree and it will go up to the arc value. The arc value we will get as a 180 degree. So the idea is like that. it will start from the minus 90 degree and it will go up to the arc value. Arc value we will calculating with help of the 360 divided by the status num. So if we have a two status, then the arc value will be 180 degree. Then the circle will go, the first circle will go from the minus 90 degree to the 90 degree. And the second circle will go from the plus 90 degree to 270 degree, because at the end we are just increasing the degree value, degree equal to degree plus arc value. That's why the second circle will start from the next degree onward. So that is the idea of putting the initial degree as a minus 90 degree and the arc value. So thank you all. Happy coding. See you on the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Also share the video to your friend. And I hope now my next target is the 3K subscriber count. So please help me to achieve that target. Thank you all. See you on the next video.